Yes, people. What's going on? It's Eagle Talks Football. We're back again with another video. I got a wonderful panel for you guys today. We got Gunnar Souls in the building, my right-hand man. He's been kind of busy lately, but he's been, he's reliable, Mr. Reliable, always here. Big up to you, Gunnar Souls. Thank you for joining us. We got my guy Halfway Hooks, who's been doing the daytime streams with me. My guy Halfway Hooks has been covering when Gunnar Souls can't do the day shifts. There you go. And we got, you know what? We got the tactical in the building. I don't know if he likes being called a tactical, actually. Curran, who's my main man for when it comes to asking about things that I might not be as equipped to answer as he eloquently will put all his answers. But big up to the wonderful panel. I hope you guys are all well. I hope you guys are all doing good. And yeah, the transfer window Arsenal haven't officially signed anybody, but we are starting to get. We are starting to get
two people.
No, I mean, like, we haven't signed anyone of significant note yet. Like, Calafiori is like the first big signing. So I know we signed the academy goalkeepers, two of them. Who else?
We've signed one academy goalkeeper and Raya.
No, we signed two.
Bentley hasn't been done yet. We've signed Setford. We haven't signed Bentley.
What about the Norwegian guy?
Are we counting that? The Nygaard, I think his name is.
If we're counting Setford, you got to count him.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, then there's two of them.
Based on that, Chelsea signed like 25 people already. If we're gonna count academy kids, right? Anyways, let's get into it. Before we go any further, I just want to say how you guys viewing the summer so far, because it's been kind of quiet.
I think the summer's going exactly how Arsenal want the summer to go. It's clear that we're prioritized getting people out of the door first before securing our incomings. We want to avoid a bloated squad, at least the way that I'm viewing it. And we're just moving along, getting things done at our pace. Like we're not going to be rushed into overspending or I guess spending more than what we need to. And look, we're not like other clubs. We don't need too much to improve. So when you don't need too much to improve, it's just a tiny bit harder to get the quality that you need to upgrade the squad. So yeah, I think the transfer window is going good at the moment. And it looks like we're going to leave the transfer window with at least another goalkeeper, a defender, a midfielder, and a forward option.
All right, what are you saying, Curran? What do you think? Everyone, let's just get into this first. Everyone keeps saying, we need a striker, we need a striker, we need a striker. If we leave the summer without a striker, is that detrimental to our title challenge?
Well, firstly, it depends on who goes. If Jesus goes, then we obviously need a striker. We know Eddie's going to go. So if Jesus goes and you're not getting a striker, and it's kind of it's incompetent, to be honest. But if the main thing isn't just we need someone up top, is we need someone that provides a bit of pace in our attack. That's the main thing. Whether it be a winger that can play both sides, like, for example, a Nico Williams, Pedro Neto type signing where they can play both left and right wing, and, just give us a bit more freshness and a bit more sort of unpredictability in the front line, or have it be a central striker like your Osimhen, Gyökeres, someone like that. There's multiple ways of solving it. So it's not a case where it's just it's not like last year. Last year it was Rice. We had to get Rice. We couldn't let City get Rice. We had to get Rice. This year it's not as big a deal on the horizon, and that's the main reason why I'd say this whole window. I'm pretty apathetic towards this window, honestly, because it's just a case of every year we get overly excited over this, over that, and then something happens that we don't like, and everyone gets angry. 4 or 5 months down the line, everyone loves the signings, and then we do it all over again. Just whatever happens will happen. We'll obviously you're allowed an opinion, and I think obviously if we don't balance our front line, obviously you're going to have an opinion that isn't as positive as it could be, and you're perfectly allowed to do that. But my thing is, it's very simple. If we do sign someone and they don't perform initially, I'm not going to get too bent out of shape. It's just a case of putting the points on the board and seeing where we can go from there. And I think we have enough players right now to put an 11 on the pitch that can get us off to a start, because our first 10 fixtures are quite tough. So I think we can start well. And if we do start well, we'll be very, very well put for the rest of the season. So that's the main thing. I'm just looking forward to the football. I just don't care about transfers right now. I just watch the Olympics, do something else. It's I can't be asked watching football right now. Like I don't want.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I was more or less asking not about the specific transfers, just that specific need. So, Souls, you're one person who's died on this hill, said we don't need a striker this window. You'd rather go get that Liao, that Nico Williams. Are you still on that stance?
100%. I think for us it's balancing the attack, and I don't think that's going to come from a striker. I feel like there's probably more detrimental moves we can make by going for a middleman, because we do actually have the two kinds of profiles we're looking at in terms of Kai Havertz and Jesus. If we're looking at a false line, we could play the Jesus. If we're looking for like a target man, we've got Kai Havertz. Now, yeah, traditionally they're not prolific, but for me, I'm more concerned about that left-hand side, and especially for a left winger to come in and potentially someone who can actually cover for Saka, more than I am concerned about the middle or the central zones, because that's not really been our focus. And the way that we play is producing goals. So there's no point of trying to create a new problem for ourselves by going in and getting someone that's a raw out-and-out striker that may limit the way that we attack. And what I want to do is actually improve our ceiling or our floor really from our bench, and giving us more impactful options, because that's one of the things that we're really missing is when plan A doesn't work, we don't really have a plan B. The bench isn't being utilized to actually change games. And the issue with our wingers is we've got Trossard, who doesn't really have pace, and then we have Martinelli, who does have that pace, but then he lacks in areas where Trossard exceeds. And that's why I want to kind of improve that left-hand side, and also look for an option where Saka can also be rotated. And that could be, potentially bringing Jesus onto the wing and allowing Havertz to play those kinds of games. So for me, a wing is a bigger option in the attacking, but I also do want to bring in a few midfielders, and that's more my focus. And I feel like I'm not concerned about the central zones personally, but I do think the wingers are going to be a bigger issue if we don't fix that attack, in my opinion.
And the thing is,
go ahead.
I was going to say, and the thing is as well, if we go out and, for example, not that I would love to have Gyökeres, but say a profile like that who's clinical in front of goal, there's no guarantee getting that will actually make Arsenal score more goals as a whole. Like, yeah, we'll have a striker that maybe ends the season with more goals, but how many goals will get sacrificed from the left and the right wing by going out and getting an out-and-out clinical striker? So I think maybe having that profile could hinder us more than actually benefit us going forward. So I think going for the pacey winger that can play on both sides, Neto or Williams at this point, is probably the better move for Arsenal, no matter how much the fan base want to cry for an out-and-out number 9.
If you're asking, I completely disagree with that. Like, I can 100% completely disagree. Like, I understand the points, because obviously our wingers is where our creation comes from. A lot of it from Saka, more creative, and from the left, whether it be Martinelli or Trossard, a bit more of an attacking, goal-scoring threat. But the fact is, right now we don't have someone that can draw the attention of centre backs like we have Havertz, who's very good at arriving in space, but he's not someone that creates space for other players. He's someone that you want to be on the end of things towards, for example, on the end of things in the box and just let him put his stuff away. He's not someone that's going to run in transition. We saw at the Etihad where we could have won that game, but we shouldn't have the pace up front. And whether it comes from your striker, whether it comes from your wingers, it's not about whether it comes from central areas or whether it comes from wide areas. It's about getting someone who provides a threat in transition. That's the main thing we don't have. So whether it be Nico Williams or whether it be Pedro Neto, because Pedro Neto is not an outlet. He's someone that likes to run at players, receive defeat and run at players, which he's great at, but he's not someone I would consider to be a running behind outlet. He's more of a ball to feet winger. And where it's same with Nico Williams. Like, Williams is great in terms of his pace and his ability to get on the end of things, but he's not someone that I would say stretches back lines and gets in behind a lot. He's a possession-based winger who's very good in terms of taking on players in wide areas and arriving in the box and being able to finish in tight situations. He's not someone that's going to create space for other players. Where I think the main thing is, it's not about the striker specifically. It needs to be someone who creates space for others, and that's the thing. That's not just about the clinical striker being the one who's eating
Could
up the
it be a
goals.
pacey winger that stretches defenses?
Yes, of course. Like obviously we won't get Rashford, but someone like Rashford who in transition can run in behind and create the space for other players. That's someone you want to kind of threat. You want, obviously not Rashford himself, because we're not going to get him. United have actually done a very good job of building for his next season. Xerxes is perfect for him, but that's beside the point. The point is say someone like a Victor Osimhen, like someone of that ilk, where you have the ability he has to hold play up and run in behind, and his ability just to run in behind defenses. That is something we don't have right now. So I'm going to say this again. It's not about whether it's central or on the left or on the right. It's about having someone that's able to create space for the wingers that we have at the club, and that's the main point. So, yeah, I think the other thing is, as Saul's talking about the midfield as well. The other thing is we have to make sure that we fix what has been broken on the left-hand side. We've obviously bought Calafiori, who can bring in that as well.
Yeah, let's talk about Calafiori. I'm going to introduce this. So Calafiori, right now, if I'm not mistaken, his medical is set, and he has flown to London today. Fabrizio Romano even had a photo from the plane,
which he's watermarked for some reason. I don't know.
What?
He's watermarked it for some reason. He's such a beg, I swear to you. No one is going to steal your picture.
Fabrizio Romano has completely turned himself into a content creator at this point.
He's such a beg. Like, no one's going to steal your picture. Like, you are the biggest account.
People are definitely going to use that picture without notifying that it came from him.
And no one, genuinely, no one's going to get that big of emotion off of the Fabrizio picture. It's just not going to be. That's not how it happens. He has the motion. It's very simple.
Yeah, so he's definitely huge. But talking about the big pause. Anyways, talking about this, Riccardo Calafiori is on his way to London with his agent, set for a medical with Arsenal, and then they're saying he's going to end up meeting them in California. But I think he's going to end up meeting them in Philadelphia. It doesn't make sense for him to meet up with them in California when their last game is tonight.
I think he's gone straight to America, because I'm watching a video of him leaving an airport, and it doesn't look like a UK airport. It definitely
it's
like
the Italian airport, I think.
Yeah, it's Roma. He's gone to Roma, and then from Roma he's flying over to
London.
Okay.
Look at his leg, man.
What?
It's ridiculous. Look at his leg. His leg, that doesn't look. It looks photoshopped. Look, the size of that guy's leg is ridiculous.
No, the way they took the photo, it looks like the plane is small.
Exactly.
It's very weird. Is a tiny plane. It's a European transit. It's not going to be one of the big, like, Boeings or like anything like that. It's going to be one of the smaller jets that they've got.
It's a private. Yeah. It's a PJ. It's a private jet.
100%, but it's a smaller one in it, but it's still a PJ.
Anyways, enough about this. More, I want to speak about Calafiori. What are you guys looking forward to with Calafiori? Are you more or less looking forward to the squad rotation, or are you more or less looking to see us finally lock down that left flank, or just a combination of the both? Because to me, I think last year, defensively, if you look back at some of our goals that we conceded, a lot of them were due to errors from that left side. It's not a coincidence.
Think the biggest plus for me personally with Calafiori is we can now have like a Timber play on the right and be inverted, and have an option on the left who does something similar to Ben White when we're inverting from the left. So it gives us further flexibility in our defense and makes us even more unpredictable. And because Calafiori is going to be making a lot of progressive runs, it's going to give the opportunity for someone like Martinelli to come more inside and receive the ball inside, and there be shorter distance between him and the goal to make something happen. So that's the biggest plus for me. Obviously, outside of the fact that defensively he is pretty sound. I mean, he's Italian. Most Italians are schooled on defense in the right way. So that's probably the biggest plus points for me.
Fair enough. Before we get into the next player, do you guys want to say anything else on Calafiori?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is he is, when he arrives, he'll be our best wide channel defender. He's very good at defending the wide channel. He's not someone that's going to be done like Zinchenko or someone like this, he'll be able to defend that wide. Even Kivior at times, for example, the PSV game away, like he couldn't really defend that wide. He's a very good, he's a centre back for out and out. He's not really a wide channel defender. He's more of a occupy the 9, try to get the ball back in central areas, step out in the line if needed be. But he's not really a wide defender. He becomes our best left-sided channel defender on that side. And he'll solve any sort of mid-block issues in terms of being able to switch the play from left to right, as well as advance the ball through the middle of the pitch, because he's very good at sort of these 1-2s and getting the ball through the block and being able to just progress through the middle. So it's very different to say a Kivior in terms of what he offers in possession, especially because everyone saw the Italy assist. He's very good at sort of like advancing the ball a little bit, then pinging it off to someone else receiving it and continue his run. And that's something that we need. Especially, I think him and Odegaard will coexist very well, because Odegaard will love having those little touches in the middle of the pitch, and he loves giving and going a lot as well. So I think that will help a lot. I think the other thing is, as the other guy mentioned, is the ability just to play a bit wider in the final third. He'll be able to link up with Martinelli a bit more. And I don't think he'll necessarily overlap. I think he'll still do an underlap from that side. But what he'll do is he'll drag a defender with him and allow Martinelli to come inside a bit more. And I think that will help him, because having a Martinelli out wide is just, we've seen it.
So do you think it's going to be more overlapping runs from the left-hand side now and more Ben White tucking in?
No, I think it'll be an underlap from the left side, because what we've done in the past, even with Merino, because I know we'll get onto Merino as well. Both him and Merino do like, he's more of a central occupier. Merino likes having the underlap more. He'll run behind the left back and try to pull in a defender, and with the defender being pulled in, it gives that gap at the top of the box for a Martinelli to run inside. And when you have that, then he's able to just sort of either cross, shoot, or just try and make a run into the box. So that's something that will definitely help the left-hand side.
Souls, I was going to let you start with Mikel Merino, but did you have anything to say on Calafiori before we finish off?
No, I think everyone's covered it. I mean, I didn't watch the guy too much, so I'll let the experts talk.
You didn't even think we were going to get him, so fair enough. Anyways, before we continue with that, do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button. We have over 200 of you guys in the chat, and we don't even have close to 100 likes yet. So do me a favor, please do hit that like button. If even half of you guys hit that like button right now, we immediately jump to at least 100 likes. So please do that, as we are only like 50, we're only at 60 likes right now. Do me a favor, hit that like button. It's absolutely free. The like button is not the heart on the side. It's a little like button that looks like this. Yes. If you guys see it, it should be shaded black if you've liked it. If you haven't liked it, it will be shaded white, and just like it. Free. Now next, Mikel Merino. You spoke about Odegaard. Odegaard has previously played with Mikel Merino at Real Sociedad. This is a player who played on the left side. Odegaard played in the 10, and I think they had another player play next to him in a double pivot behind Odegaard. Could it be Zubimendi? I'm not sure. But
no, Zubimendi wasn't there at that time. This is 2020, I think.
There you go. And I've heard reports, but from unreliable sources, that his deal has been agreed with Arsenal. Arsenal have agreed to personal terms, but the report came from Football Transfer, so I can't really take it as a reliable source. From reliable sources, we have heard that from Fabrizio Romano, we have heard that there is actually nothing's officially done. From Deportivo, we've heard that Arsenal are set to propose something and are prepared. The deal between Arsenal and Mikel Merino is getting closer. The two sides are still a little bit away, so you have to see. Other people are just clout chasing, trying to jump on this, say everything's agreed, personal terms and stuff like that. But until we see concrete evidence that to back these people's claims, I'm not gonna jump on it and say it's 100% accurate. One thing we do know: Atletico Madrid are pretty much out the race. Atletico Madrid don't think they're going to get the player anymore, as he prefers Arsenal or Barcelona. By the way, this is the source of the person who reported the personal terms, so I just don't.
But the thing is, right, with the don't put Steve K up, Jesus.
Yeah, Steve is the one.
The thing with Barca is they're going after Olmo now, so that's not really a thing. terms of Atletico, they have just signed Lenormand from Sociedad as well. So unless they're trying to organize some kind of double deal, I doubt that will happen. I think they want to go after Julian Alvarez after Dovbyk is seemingly off to Roma. So it does kind of seem like they'll need the funds for the Alvarez deal. I don't really see them going for Merino as well. And obviously there's going to be less of an attraction for Marino.
Dani Olmo's not going to end up. Dani Olmo's not going to end up at Man City. I genuinely do see him ending.
No, but my point is if Barca are looking at Olmo, they're not going to be looking at Marino as well.
I think he's going to end up at Man City. That's what I'm saying. Olmo.
Who? Olmo?
Yeah.
Look, with Man City, unless things happen where people leave, it doesn't look like they're going to be signing people. Like, if, for example, if a De Bruyne leaves, for example, if an Edison leaves, for example, if if something happens where someone leaves,
you have insider information that we don't know about. How do you know this?
No, but Pep said himself. Pep said after Savio, if you can have a look, I can find it. He said after Savio, unless something happens where someone leaves, we're not going to be, bringing people in.
All right. Let me just sell everybody on Mikel Merino for a second. 21 million. Left-footed midfielder, previously played with Odegaard, Spanish international who just helped them win the Euros. Also scored a crucial goal in that game against Germany with the header late in the game. As the way that he plays and everything, I'm not exactly sure everything about the guy because I haven't watched too much of him. But from what I've seen, I think he'll fit in perfectly in that left 8 position with his ability to obviously pass and to play deep and also get forward from the midfield. But yeah, what do you think, Gunnar Souls? What are you saying? 21 million. You taking you think that's a good deal for Arsenal?
100%. I think he's a profile that we're missing in midfield in terms of just becoming a bit more reassured and balancing that midfield a lot better in terms of just allowing the defense to kind of do its thing, but also helping them out as well. Because what we're trying to do now is it looks like we want to defend from the front, and he's going to be someone that's going to be crucial in doing that. But one of the things that Moreno excels in is his ability under pressure. And when he does initiate the tackle, he's not a player who dives into tackles and, is reckless with that, but he tries to take the ball and make something happen whilst tackling. So I feel like there's a lot of combinations that we're missing in here that we're going to need, especially alongside Rice, for me, Rice has got areas to improve in terms of progressing the ball a little bit more in terms of just the raw ability to pass, whereas a Marino can come in and actually help Odegaard do that from the left-hand side. And like, mentioned by Corinne before as well, he balances that left-hand side, especially with Martinelli wanting to come inside, because some of the sort of passes that you see Marino make is from deep, but getting into the box and allowing the wingers to come inside and actually strike the ball. But the other thing that we may start to see a little bit more of is that goal threat from him as well. Odegaard's been doing that and bringing the numbers in, but he has been also a little bit inconsistent. But we don't have that sort of ball striker and a consistent ball striker. And that's something that I am going to see from Marino, especially if he does come in and the zones that we allow our left-hand side to kind of occupy, and especially the midfielder in terms of what we were looking at Kai Havertz and the position that we were looking for him to take up when we did play him in midfield. I feel like Marino can come in to be an upgraded version of a Xhaka profile, but in a different way. So I'm excited. I think if the proposed fee is like, let's say 21, 22 million pounds, I feel like he brings the experience in. He's played in Europe. He's obviously done it in the Euros as well. He's someone that's got international experience, at club levels, played at a very high level, consistent player, rarely injured. Or if from my memory, I don't think he's really got an injury record. So he's going to be Mr. Reliable. I feel like he's going to be one of those where on paper, it's very underwhelming or people aren't going to see it as an exciting signing, but he's a level raiser for us because he solves a lot of midfield problems.
Mikel Merino is a level raiser because I've been hearing people online talking about a lot, the fan base. Whenever they don't want a player, I immediately...
What you've got to understand, right, is these sort of players aren't flashy. They're not your De Jongs. They're not your, your Xavi Simons. They're not these like names that just exude, excitement, but he's a player that can do the job in the system we need. And sometimes what you need to understand is profile makes systems, not player names. We can get a Xavi Simons, but there's no guarantee that works. We can try and get all these exciting players. But one of the things that we were lacking last season, like you mentioned, Igal, earlier, was those defensive mistakes. And this is someone who will come in and help eliminate and actually limit the amount of mistakes that can be made. He can also help like Rice push forward whilst he comes into the six, and swap and alternate between them. He's someone that's multifaceted. He's a true box-to-box midfielder, which is what it looks like we want that left eight to do. And it's going to take a little bit away from Odegaard to allow him to push forward and press forward, whilst Mikel Merino is the one who drops deep, in those games where Odegaard has been coming deeper. So for me, I feel like this signing makes a lot of sense to balance the midfield, but also just the general team as well.
Last person, Hooks, we're gonna come to you, but Hooks, all I gotta ask is one simple question about this Mikel Merino guy. Are you worried about age? Are you worried about anything like that? Because some people are saying they're worried about his age. They're worried about how many years are we gonna get out of him. What do you say to those people?
Relax. That's what I say to those people. Relax. 28 is not old, man. And as nice as it may be to have like all of these 22-year-olds, 21-year-olds, what we're fighting for requires experienced players. Like, I feel we've already got enough young players. We need players with experience, players that are experienced playing in the role that they're gonna have to play at Arsenal. So yeah, I don't see a problem with his age. I don't think his age is a factor at all. And I think we could get a solid 4 to 5 years out of him, which is more than enough. So yeah, any Arsenal fan that is concerned with his age, don't worry about it. It's fine.
I think people who are worried about age, they need to realize there gets to a point where signing these players that are a little bit more experienced helps the team and fill holes a lot easier. Look at Leandro Trossard. Look at Jorginho. We didn't go get a Lokonga. We didn't go get a relatively unproven winger well, who are we linked to? Pinto at the time, even Mykhailo Mudryk, for example. He was the shiny toy that we were looking after. We ended up getting Trossard, much better signing. So sometimes you don't need to spend ridiculous amount of money to go get a good deal. Look at the time when we were looking at Odegaard instead of Maddison. We spent less money on Odegaard, and he's a much better player in my opinion.
Told you, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, win-win. But the next question, guys, is we need to talk about after Mikel Merino. People are saying forget Mikel Merino. Ruben
Kieran's view on Merino as well. Just to end.
Fabian Ruiz is better. I want Mikel Merino. Don't get me wrong, but I want both Mikel Merino and Fabian Ruiz. If we can get both, I think that would be amazing.
No.
I'm saying move off of the likes of Fabio Vieira because there's clubs that are after him. Apparently, certain clubs were interested in him at some point this window. So if we can move off Smith Rowe and Fabio Vieira, and we're only getting Fabian Ruiz on loan for a year, that's a big win.
No, it's not.
You don't want both?
No.
Who would you rather have?
Merino every day of the week. Like,
so Merino is a better player than Fabian Ruiz?
No, it's not about better play. It's about better fit.
They're both left-footed.
No, let Corey finish. Let him.
They are better fit, but Merino offers things like he's a better jeweler. He's better in the air. He's someone that has a better passing range on the left-hand side, opening up his foot and getting it down the line. He's someone that's got a better ability just to control a game. Fabian Ruiz is a great technical player. You can see from the Euros, he had a great Euros, and he's going to have the stocks that follow that. I mean, PSG are going to sign João Neves, and they're going to want to offload some players, whether it be Ugarte or Ruiz or whoever. But my thing is very simple. I feel like if you're going to have one of the two players, you find the player that fits better to what you need, and Merino fits what we need better because of the range of passes he has. I feel like Fabian Ruiz is a very technical baller that can actually combine well, play through the lines, and try to make sure that you get the ball up the pitch and create shots arrive in the box. He's very good at that. The thing is with Merino, he's more adapted to what we need. And I don't agree that it's sort of this player where he's going to be the 6. He's not going to be the 6. He's going to be the 8. He's going to be he's not like Xhaka. I don't really agree. I think that's a bit lazy. I think that there are similarities, but Merino has a more towards a physical aerial build-up, whereas Xhaka had the better on ball presence. He's great at switching play, great at finding balls through the lines, great final third passer, which Merino is as well, but Xhaka was just better at it. The difference is between him and Ruiz. I think Ruiz is much more of a give and go baller, whereas Merino is a bit more duels passes and runs into the box. I feel like he's someone that can not only create action, create shots and create goals, but also get on the end of balls and try to create things for himself and put the ball on the floor or in the air to get the ball higher up the pitch. So I think that's probably the better fit. And I think this whole thing, whether it's about, we mentioned the Odegaard, Maddison, or Trossard, Mudryk, whatever, it's not about the qualities of the players. Sometimes it is. Sometimes with Mudryk, you see he's just raw, and it just wasn't good enough. But at times it's about, and I think a lot of people need to get used to this, it's about what's better for the team and how it can even be things like where someone is in their career. Are they ready for that big move just to get a couple of trophies on their resume or something like this? And I think Merino's at that point in his career right now, and I think the move makes sense. It's a cheaper deal, and I don't want to go crazy on midfielders. I'd prefer to have, if we do get Merino done, the main thing is pace and attack. That's it. And whether it be Fabio Vieira goes or whatever, that doesn't matter. The main thing now is, what are you going to do with the attack? Because if Reece and Eddie leave, you need to bring in an attacker, whether it be a winger or a striker.
I don't know. I see Ruiz as an opportunity. Oh, you're muted, big girl.
Yeah.
No, my argument was you can get both these guys for 21 million for now, and then later on you pay the rest for Fabian Ruiz. Could it be something to get us? That could be the needle mover.
21 million you can use that you're spending on Fabian Ruiz could take you from an average sort of attacker to an elite attacker, and that's what we need at this level right now, because we don't have the pace.
But we'd get Ruiz for free.
So go get Mikel Merino. He's affordable. Forget about Ruiz and go get who? Like a Eze?
What is Eze going to give you? Eze doesn't have the pace in behind. It's not Eze. It's
you
Nico Williams or it's Osimhen. It's one of those two.
What about, sorry?
It's Nico Williams or it's Osimhen. It's one of those two. You need to get one of those two, because that way you actually have some pace in behind. You actually have someone that can actually stretch defenses and pull defenders in. Whereas right now we've got so many ball to feet players that we don't have the pace to hit people on the break that we could before. It's just Martinelli. That's it. So even if you want to get a Pedro Neto because he can, pick it up and run at defenders, I don't think we have the pace right now to actually be able to, in tight games like at the Etihad, I'm going to keep pointing that out to that example, where if you had that extra added bit of pace, because they were so camped in our half, we could have hit them on the break and nicked it, and that could have won us the title. So I just think that's the main focus for this window. It has to be pace in behind. Without that, what are we doing here?
All right. Folks, you were going to say something. What did you want to say?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I see Ruiz as an opportunity. Like, I don't see it as someone that we was actively looking at, but the fact that we can get him on a loan and only pay his wages this season and then have to pay for him next season, to me, that seems like an opportunity that's come up in the market where we could solve a problem for the future. When we look at offloading other midfielders, we no longer have to bring in a midfielder because we already have one from this. So for me, to get a Ruiz and a Merino while only paying for Merino, to me seems like an opportunity that Arsenal should take advantage of. I don't see why you wouldn't do that. To me, there's not like a viable answer as to why you get experience.
Are we not a bit clogged though in midfield?
Pardon?
Are we not clogged a bit in midfield this season?
Look at it this way: Partey is going to be leaving at the end of the year.
But I'm talking about this season. Next season,
Jorginho's contract's out at the end of the year.
Yep.
Emile Smith Rowe is already gone. Fabio Vieira, they're looking to shift out. Lokonga, they already sent out. Yeah.
Are they actually actively looking to ship out?
No, they're not actively looking to sell him, but reports came out that there's several clubs that are interested in him.
that
They're
doesn't
not
mean
looking
anything.
to sell him. They're not looking to sell him. He wouldn't be
They're not
playing
looking
as
to
much as he is if they were looking to sell.
The main thing for me is very simple. The two contracts you mentioned were Partey and Jorginho. Once those two go, you have to bring in a top quality midfielder. If you want to preempt that by a year, fair enough. But I just think with the amount of midfielders we have,
neither of them are Merino and Ruiz anyway, so you're not doing that.
I think Ruiz could cover a lot of holes for us.
But not for Partey and Jorginho, the two that you mentioned are leaving.
No, but that would mean Declan Rice would have to play a deeper role, and Fabian Ruiz and Moreno would both be like left side.
Declan Rice will be. I think Marino pretty much certifies that Declan's playing a deeper role this year.
Yeah.
Do we not agree with that? Surely.
Yeah. Marino would be the guy who's playing on the left 8.
Yes. So
but then Partey and Jorginho are relevant to these two, son. That's what I'm trying to say.
The way that I see it as well is I don't think that we're going to be getting. Well, I hope we get a lot of games out of Partey, but we're definitely not getting a lot of games out of Jorginho. So to me, it just allows us to rotate and play different options.
Yeah, 100%.
Different games. So I don't see why you wouldn't do it.
No, my thing is very simple.
What Partey said though, he's ready to fight for his place, and
Partey says a lot of things.
There's going to be more midfielders coming in. That's my point.
I'm sorry, but Partey says a lot of things. I don't trust that guy. I don't.
Yeah.
So it's that simple. So my thing is very simple. I feel like this year we have to get in pace and behind. I think that's the top priority after fixing this left 8 problem and the left back problem. That is the priority. That is what cost us in key moments last season. And I'm going to keep mentioning it, the Etihad game where we struggled, or when we struggled against Fulham, where we couldn't break it down. We didn't have anyone that was looking to you could have someone to just pass over the block. We were kept trying to play it through the lines. Fulham and Newcastle both. We kept trying to play it through the lines. There was nothing on. We couldn't play it over. And to have someone that you can hit in behind is it's a game changer for us. It really is. So I think that's the main priority for me personally. That's why I'm not too big on going for Ruiz as well. I'd rather use the money on his wages for the attacker. I think that's the main thing for me.
Okay, I just want to say to the people who are saying, Igal, you're lying, or you don't have sources. Look, I don't have to make shit up. There's people specifically right here saying that if I'm not mistaken, Fabio will remain at Arsenal for another season. Yes, but 4 countries. What? Okay, so yeah, there's basically people are interested, but Mikel Arteta doesn't want to get rid of him. That's my point. I'm not saying
clubs from 4 different leagues, 4 different countries.
Yeah, four clubs, 4 different countries are interested in him. It doesn't mean he's going to get sold, but if there was ever an opportunity where they could get in another midfielder for cheap,
remember who his agent is. I remember who Fabio Vieira's agent is Mendes, and he will push for what he wants to do.
He could end up at United next year.
If he wants his player to leave, Fabio Vieira will leave, but it doesn't look like that's the case. I think that he's constantly putting pressure on clubs. That's what his job is. So if he's putting out stories saying that teams are interested in his player, it's not really surprising, is it? So
fair enough. Let's talk about somebody leaving. I think it's a good segue. Emile Smith Rowe is nearing a move to Fulham. Is this sad? I thought this was quite sad. I'm gonna miss Emile Smith Rowe, but I think sometimes when you're in these kind of positions, you need to move off players before will they still have some strong value in case something left goes. Sorry, you guys know what I mean. Sometimes it's better to move off earlier than it is to wait and try to have hope for one more season and then completely tank his value. We've done that in the past. So I get why they're moving off Emile Smith Rowe. They're going to get a reasonable fee. It's going to be probably a club record transfer fee at this moment in time. And Fulham seem to be the destination. I'll definitely be rooting for him when he gets to Fulham. And it is going to be an emotional goodbye. But it's just disappointing.
The thing with Emile is he deserved to play football. It's that simple. I would have loved him to play football for us. I think he has a talent that no one else in the squad has. His ability to play in tight spaces, combine with players, and just run at teams. He's so good at increasing the tempo in the middle third, just being able to receive and just run at people, and it's glorious to watch. Marcus Silva is a perfect match for him. That left 10 role that he has, if he plays with Pereira or he plays with Iwobi or whoever he plays with, he'll play very well there. My thing is, it's very simple for me, and this is the other reason why I don't want to go midfielder. I think that with Emile gone and with Partey and Jorginho most likely leaving after this year, there's a space for a premium midfielder coming in 2025. And the market for midfielders in 2025 is going to be ridiculous. Like, you're muted, Gal.
My wife is making noise, so I keep muting. When are we going to sign a striker then? If we're going to,
I think we sign a striker this year. This is the year.
I don't think we're going to ever sign a striker at this point. If we're going to keep shifting the target to midfield.
The main thing this year for me, and I'm going to keep saying it, is pace and attack. Whatever we need to do, whether it's a winger or a striker, there has to be someone that can run in behind, and it's that simple. If you don't do that, we have a very reduced chance of winning more games than we could. We were leaving games on the table because we just don't have that ability just to, in this attack right now, just to be able to push beyond the back line.
By the way, I just realized, Souls, you didn't get to speak on Mikel Merino. Did you not want him?
I did speak. I was the first to speak.
I was the one who didn't speak on Merino. He spoke on Merino. I didn't speak on Merino.
Oh, my bad. You spoke. You spoke about Fabian Ruiz. He spoke about.
Correct.
So just to be clear, you Souls, you're okay with Moreno.
Yep.
And you don't want Ruiz.
I don't mind. I'd rather use the money elsewhere.
Would you rather get Ruiz or Fabian or Moreno? What are you saying, Hooks?
I'd rather get Merino personally, but what I really want is to get both. Now I see there's an opportunity to get both. I want both because to me,
I want both too.
That's big. That's big club movements. Like that would tell me that okay, we actually want to go. And
if you can get both and get a premium attacker, great. If not, I want the attacker. The attacker is what we need. That's the main thing this summer.
But with the ESR stuff, this is, to me, why Ruiz makes even more sense. Because the Merino deal had absolutely nothing to do with any outgoings. So now that Emile Smith Rowe is leaving, that creates a space for another midfielder to come in, which makes sense.
Not necessarily, though.
Apparently Merino could have been, the Merino deal was basically help paid for from Emile Smith Rowe's sale, and that's one of the squad spots.
The other thing is, right, and monetarily that makes sense. We've got to remember Emile played barely any minutes last year. So if it's a case of time on the pitch, I'm not seeing that there's going to be a massive effect. I think Merino will have an effect because of his ability to affect at the left 8 position, and we can rest. We're playing less Jorginho, less Partey. I think that's the main thing. So if you're going into this season, you're thinking, hang on a sec, where are the minutes going to come from? We're not looking for midfield minutes. We're looking for minutes for Saka to come off. We're looking for minutes for Havertz to come off for a bit because he played a lot of games last year. Jesus, what's going to happen with him? That's the thing for me. The front line. Fixed.
Someone just had some banter comment. Arteta's face looks normal. I don't know what were you guys talking about. I think that. I think this is the other reason why
I've kind of tuned out. I'm watching the Olympics, man. You guys can look at people's faces and all this stuff.
No, basically there was a Arsenal. I think Arsenal's website put out something, and I don't know if it was AI or they tried to edit it or something, but his face looked messed up. And you look at him here; he looks normal.
He's just a normal dude, man. Let him live his life.
Anyways, I wanted to talk about this though. If you want to see the picture, I'll show you the picture in a minute. But Arteta did mention something that got a lot of people laughing. 114 points, he said, is what we're going to need to win the league next season. And he even went a little bit more in depth and said, if we do that, we will win the league for sure. This is the objective, and from there, let's see what we can get today. That has to be the target: win every single game and earn the right to win. He's very
If you
persistent.
Why is
go
it
into-
mad to say that?
as a professional coach, if you do not go into every game thinking that you are there to win, you should not be a coach. You have
No, people are laughing at two things. One, Man
people
City are-
laugh at anything. You can say that your name is Igal and people will laugh at you. No one gives a fuck anymore. It's just what
Yeah,
it
sure.
is. So let people laugh. Just form your own opinion. Stop trying to get validation from people that you don't know and obviously don't really know what they're talking about. They just want to laugh. If that's that's how they want to live their lives. Let them live their lives that way. But at the end of the day, you're going into a season, a very important season, because we haven't won anything apart from an FA Cup under this manager. We need to win something this year. I don't care what it is, whether it's a Prem, Champs, FA Cup, something. We have to win this year, something. And he has to have that mentality. I have to win every game. Every game. No games where it's, oh, we'll take off a bit. No rotation. Obviously, you have to rotate within the squad and make sure, but no, like, oh, we're playing the kids this game. None of that shit. Every game we have to win. And I think the way we saw it last season, we had that period in December where, you know, we lost to Fulham, we lost to West Ham, we drew with Liverpool, we lost to Villa before that. We had that period. You can't have these periods. This is something we have to fix this year. And what we did very well at the end of the season is after the Villa game, we bounced back. We didn't go on a 3-game losing streak. We came back. Zidane's never going anywhere. He doesn't even speak English. He's not going to come to Arsenal. He's not going anywhere. Let him live his life. He's won 3 champs back to back. No one gives a shit about him.
He's waiting for the France job.
He's waiting for the France job. Deschamps is there, and he'll wait for that. He really does not care about football. He wants to do his little. He wants to live his life.
Yeah.
So
he's on a world tour on a regular basis. He's like Snoop Dogg, just chilling.
yeah, he's chilling. Let him chill. He did it. He's contributed a lot to football. He's done a lot. So let him chill.
Sure. Guys, so nothing really entertaining about that. The final thing is, do you think what do you think is going to happen tonight versus Manchester United in this preseason game? Are you guys looking forward to any youngsters? What are you looking forward to? Because preseason is kind of boring, but are you looking
It's not boring. It was exciting. Did you not see the game against Bournemouth?
Yeah.
I enjoy. I'm really excited to see.
I enjoy watching it, but I'm not
Saturday.
going to put a lot of stock into it because a lot of players just aren't there. Like
That's
even
why
with this
it makes it
United
fun.
game, it's a United game, but like the main thing I'm looking forward to is Miles, Ethan, just those two mainly. Make sure that they get the minutes.
No, that's Salah Udine guy. Yeah, he's kind of exciting.
Nah, Salah looks cold. And Miles Lewis Skelly playing left back. That's interesting.
I told you that 2 years ago.
I'm hoping. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
he
hoping.
does.
Yeah, that at halftime get to see Calafiori step on the field. And I know it's not going to happen, but that's what I'm hoping for.
He's not going to play. He's not going to play until we
No,
get
no. Honestly, if I want to do an on-pitch announcement, I want to be at the Emirates. I don't want to be in bloody LA or wherever it is.
Oh no, come on to play. That's what I mean. I'm hoping that he comes on to play.
No. He'll probably play against the Philadelphia game. I can't remember who it is. I think it's Liverpool. I think we play.
Yeah, Liverpool.
we play
he'll probably play in that game. And probably both the Emirates Cups games, which I'm going to both, so that'll be fun. But the main thing is, I just want to see the youngsters. You mentioned Saladin. Mine's it's going to be the same. Miles and Ethan. As long as those two get minutes and show what they're made of, because I think Ethan. This is the other thing. People mention Ruiz, and I do agree he's a good player, but you can't have Ruiz and then complain about youth minutes. Like you can't have it both ways.
Fair.
Like I'm not saying it to you specifically, but I'm saying you can't say that. We're letting Cheeto go. Cheeto, I love Cheeto, and I think that it's a massive loss, and we've really messed him about, and he's messed us about as well. I think that was an unfortunate situation, but you can't, on the same hand, see that. Okay, we want to win everything, and we've got to put the strongest team out possible, and then on the same sentence complain that our youngsters aren't getting a pathway. Well, if you keep bringing in midfielders or attackers or whatever that block pathways and aren't at the level, I don't think Ruiz is at a level where you can say he's at like a Musiala level or like a superstar level. You know what I mean? Like a Bellingham or whatever. He's not at that level. Unless you're doing that, this guy is going to be one of the best midfielders in England at some point in his career. It's pretty clear, and we'll see what happens.
All right, let's go. Let's do fake news or real news. You guys, let me know what you guys think quickly to end off the video. First, we got this one here. Arsenal eyeing Sergio Roberto. I say fake news.
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
Complete and utter bullshit.
Fake news, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Next, Zubamendi. Do you think that could rematerialize?
No.
No, I think it's bullshit.
Manchester United and Arsenal are looking to sign him.
No.
I think it's a little bit of BS now. If we were going to get him, we would have already got him.
He doesn't want to leave. I don't think United will get him either. He doesn't want to leave Spain.
I think he's twerking for Xabi Alonso, if I'm being completely honest.
You guys are calling fake news. Okay, next. Arsenal are linked to Chiesa, so are Spurs.
I think this is real.
I do not think this is real.
I think it's more on the fake than I think. I think we might have asked about him, but I think that's about it.
I think I can understand why, but I don't think it is real. I think 90 to 95% of like links are fake, and it's only. I think
it's one of those feeler ones. Like we put a feeler out for him, and then okay, cool, this is what it is.
That could also be because the thing is, if it's a case of where you go, okay, Arsenal are the only team mentioned, but you can see like Arsenal, Liverpool, and you can see that it could be just an agent just trying to put as many clubs out in the story as possible to raise value.
Ivan Toney.
No.
Fake.
Not BS. This is the reason why this is bullshit. Is the board have already come out and said we don't like him.
It's more than that. They've just got an injury to their new signing for 3 months.
Who?
So, their new striker from Bruges. I can't remember his name. Give me a sec. I'll just look it up.
Okay. How about his teammate? Have you guys heard about that link?
Mbuemo.
He would actually be a very good option to rotate with Saka. I would love this guy.
He would be very, very good. Yes, I agree. He would be very. I don't think it's real, but
He's
I do
like
think
24. I can't believe it.
That is the kind of signing where you can see that he would provide some pace in behind. That's the kind of profile you want. But is it real? I don't know.
Probably not. Probably not.
A lot of people would be underwhelmed.
Well, screw them. I don't care about them. What they think. Honestly.
No, I'm saying like our own fan base. Not right.
No, I know. I do.
Yeah, but who cares, man? They're underwhelmed with everything. We can get Mbappe and they'll spin it into a negative somewhere.
No. I know. The thing is, it's so predictable. If we sign a superstar or a great player, we're handing out wages and trying to outbid everyone. It's just ridiculous. We're not serious. We're ruining pathways for youngsters. Yeah, blah blah blah. We sign someone underrated. We're not signing someone of the top level. Blah blah. Anyone, it's just the same old bullshit. People don't give a shit about football. It's just about
for the people who are saying there's no way Mbuemo's 24. I'm dead serious. He might look old, but he's 24.
Yeah, cool.
He just lost all his hair at a young age.
Yeah, join the party, lads. Join the party.
You're not bald.
I am bald.
I've never seen you with your hat. That's why.
Yeah, man.
Holy shit. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Final thing. Do you guys have anything else to talk about? Because I've been hearing about that guy in Belgium. What's his name? What's his name? It's not Bakayoko. Bakayoko. There you go. Is that
Johan Bakayoko? From where?
What?
From where?
There was links about him earlier in the window.
Okay.
Pedro Neto also.
Yeah, Pedro Neto's clearly been a long-term target, so that's not surprising.
So who's your ideal?
I don't want that person.
Osimhen.
If
you want my ideal, that's my ideal. My ideal is Osimhen.
You really think Osimhen's going to happen?
No. You asked for my ideal.
In order for Osimhen to happen, we'd have to sell Reece Nelson, ESR, and what do you call it? Jesus.
Eddie.
Yeah, but
And
also,
Eddie Nketiah.
We
no,
wouldn't
no,
need
no.
to sell
Other than
Jesus. Why would
Jesus,
you
we
need to
only
sell
need to sell the
Jesus?
3. We just need to sell, which are happening anyway. But it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. But the thing is, we do not need to sell Jesus for Osimhen. It's just
No.
not necessary.
Just Eddie Nketiah, Reece Nelson, and ESR are fine. That
Yeah, we
is
linked to him
equivalent.
from PSV. Yeah. Is he a better alternative than Pedro Neto?
Who?
Bakayoko.
Bakayoko.
The only
Bakayoko?
concern I have with Neto, right, is his injuries. Other than that,
It's just another ball to feet winger. Like I
Yeah.
like him. Like he's definitely someone that can affect games and
No
play
worries,
well.
Steve. No worries, Steve. You're the guy. You're my guy.
Like he's definitely someone who can play well. But my thing is, it's very simple. He's not He's not a different
It's not what
profile
we
to what we
need,
already
yeah.
have.
Oh, this guy, he's saying Dizzy, saying, "Where's my apology for Odegaard and Ben White, bro? Where you never made a public apology for saying Arteta out on my stream either. So none of that. Anyways, I'm joking, Dizzy. I hope you're doing well. But guys, we're gonna wrap it up there. Before we go, I just want to hear one take from you guys before we leave. What do you think is gonna happen from now to the end of the window?
I think
We're going to sign players.
Yeah.
Simple as.
Yeah,
Calma, people. We've got this under control. Just enjoy. You know what it is, man? I've just been enjoying the summer. Been going to work, grafting, making money moves, and I'm just chilling, man. When the window ends, like always, I'm always right. So yeah, just calma, people.
Except for Calafiori.
Right, you can get one wrong. But I told you, man, about Odegaard, and I said to you he will be better than Maddison. And I'm still, the apologies still ain't coming in. I told you, man, about Kai Havertz and he will cook. He cooked. I'm still representing my client, and people are still wanting to call him out. And watch, my client will do it again. He'll double his output if he has to. He'll just tell you, man, to shut up.
There you go.
And just on Kai Havertz, because I think Karan, is that right? Karan?
Yeah.
So earlier on in the stream, you said something about us not having someone that creates space in the forward, but I believe Havertz is someone who creates a lot of space for the other players around him just via his movement. Hence why if we start him up front and he starts moving around, that does draw out
I hear it, but it's very simple for me. Is Havertz better at creating space or arriving in space?
Arriving, but it's aura though, because people don't rate, like, I don't think like players should rate him as highly as, like, he's not as feared as a player, and that's the problem.
It's not even about that. It's just it's very simple. No, he does create space. You're completely right. He definitely creates space for others. He's someone that has occupied centre backs this summer, this season. Completely understand that. But to get the best Kai Havertz, you need him to arrive into space and be the someone that can either create for others or score himself. That's the best Kai Havertz we've seen at Leverkusen and at Chelsea. He's not an out. He's like, I still think he's a 10. I don't think he's really a 9. He's a 10 or like a 9.5, whatever Tuchel said, something like that. Right. So it's not exactly. He's a very hard player to profile. But my thing is he's better arriving in space than he is and finding space than he is creating for space for others. And I think if you have a 9 that has the ability to jump over 2 meters in the air and someone that can actually, hold a centre back off and create that space for him, he's not only going to create goals for himself, he'll create goals for others as well. So I think that's just how I view things. I mean, I'm more than happy to have that conversation. And I do think that he can.
All we know is Kai Havertz is goated, right? He's one of the best in the world. He is great. Let's just carry on. He's brilliant.
Right. We're gonna.
He's been one of the best in the world this season.
That's what I want to hear.
We're gonna end it up here, but I need to hear Curran's take. Curran, what's your one take?
We signed someone with pace. That's the one thing I have. We have to. It's just not possible. We have to sign someone that has pace in behind. That's my one take, and that's been my take since the Etihad game, to be honest. I think that game really shaped my view on what we needed to do this summer. We have to sign someone that has pace in behind. It just doesn't work otherwise.
I think if I'm going to say one thing, I'm going to say to everybody, you need to calm down. Signing a striker it might not be a priority for us at this moment in time, and we still will have a good enough team to compete, and not only compete, but to win the league. But yeah, because we're going to fill out the rest of the issues that we have in the squad. But hey, I'm going to wrap it up there. If I have any other news, I'll let you guys know by doing a video on it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Enjoy all the festivities throughout this month of wait, the month is almost over. Enjoy the last couple months, last couple weeks or months of what do you call it, the summer, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, maybe Monday. But yeah, for now, thank you, Souls. Thank you, Current. Big up Halfway Hooks, and I'll catch you guys all on the next video. Peace out, everybody. I'll catch you later. Peace.